Hi, I'm Mary.
And I'm Katie, and this is The Housewife Did It.
Pop Culture Edition.
Woo!
If you like our show, you can like, subscribe, follow, and share it. We have our first sponsor, kind of. If you like jewelry, you can go on Every Jewels, EVRY Jewels, and use the code MARY788 for money off of your order, including off of sale items, which is pretty cool because a lot of times you can't stack those things.
Yeah.
We also have a referral link, which automatically applies the discount to your cart when you click it. So we can post that on Instagram as well. But we highly recommend you scoot on over to Every Jewels and use the code MARY788 for money off of your jewelry order.
Yay. We'll let
Right.
you know what we look at in order.
Yeah. Because we also get money off. Also, and like every time you use that code, like we get money that can help us continue doing this podcast. But
Mm-hmm.
yes, we also get money off of our orders with the
Using the
same code.
code
Using the code,
Mary788.
yeah, using the code and because we're insiders
Yes, of course.
is what it says. So yeah, enjoy.
Enjoy. Also, check out our Pride merch still.
Yes.
Pride all the time.
Also, I am working on a shirt that I really like and am excited for, but I cannot figure out what words I want to put on it. So if you have suggestions, please let us know.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
Perf. All right. So we got tidbits. We got some new shows, and by new shows, I mean the classics are back.
Mm-hmm.
And then we will get into the big Love Island stuff. This will be the last Love Island section until 2 weeks from now when we are talking about the finale. So
The finale that's it tomorrow.
That's tomorrow. Yep. So, all right, starting off, Becca Tilley from The Bachelor is now engaged to singer Haley Kiyoko. They've been together for a very long time, but now they're engaged, which is great. Awesome. As
Sammy
of
said, "Who is Haley Kiyoko? Why do I know that?" I said, hello, Lemonade Mouth.
yeah, a
Idiot.
star, superstar. As of recently, Janet from the Valley has been getting lots of hate online. People hate Janet, which is fine, whatever. People noticed that her and her family left the country, saying, look, they're fleeing, they're running from, she had like turned the comments off, like all these things. But then people were like, Janet's so stupid, so crazy of her to flee and then tell us where she went. And then Janet basically said the same thing. She said, this was a planned vacation. If I was fleeing the country, I would not tell you where I went.
Right.
We're just on vacation.
Yeah, she did make her Instagram private, which I feel like is a pretty big deal in the world of reality
Yeah.
TV.
Yeah.
Takes a lot to hit that button, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess I get it that like trolls are often like people who don't follow you, but at first I was like, bitch, you still got the 75,000 followers.
Yeah.
Like you just made yourself private, but like they can still get on there. But I mean, I guess that's because it's not like for secrecy reasons. It's just that like she wants the haters to go away.
Yeah.
In maybe like the biggest tidbit news, or I mean, not maybe the biggest tidbit news, Sheena Shea shared an excerpt from her upcoming book with Glamour magazine where she reveals that Brock cheated on her, had a full-blown affair,
Yeah.
while she was pregnant with Summer and didn't tell her for a while. So I'm going to read some of that excerpt right now. She said, quote, we had an amazing day with my family, and that night Brock and I sat down to watch the latest episode of The Real Housewives of New Jersey. It was a typical evening at home for us, and finally, my nervous system wasn't firing on all cylinders. I guess I should have known better than to relax into my state of calmness. Right before I pressed play, Brock told me to put down the remote because he needed to talk to me about something important. I thought he was joking at first, but then I noticed his face was serious and my heart began beating against my chest. What else could possibly go wrong? Brock said that with all the fake news being published, he was afraid that something that actually was true might surface, and it was best that I heard it directly from him. My whole body
To be
froze.
clear, sorry, pause for a second. To be clear, the reason he said that is because this was
During
right after
Scandival.
Scandival.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when people were saying that Brock and Rachel were super, super
Sure.
close, and it was weird.
Yeah, but what a strange thing to be like, now that we're under a microscope, now that fake things are being published about me, what if they actually get it right?
He was not going to tell her.
No.
He was not going to tell her.
Yeah. Continuing the quote, my whole body froze and I remained in a state of paralyzed shock as he confessed that he had cheated on me 2 years prior when we were living in San Diego during the pandemic while I was pregnant with Summer. I had spent so much time fighting off my anxiety and convincing myself that just because Tom cheated on Ariana did not mean that Brock would ever cheat on me. Now I was finding out just how wrong I was. As I sat there feeling completely sick to my stomach, he admitted that at the time he was scared about being a father again, specifically about whether he even deserved to be, and he chose to deal with it by sleeping with someone else. I use the word chose because it was very much a conscious decision. No one twisted his arm or dragged him into bed. End quote. This is like awful. And like not that shocking necessarily, like about Brock, I guess, just because like men don't shock me. But I really would have thought Scheana would take this to the grave. But then I saw someone tweet and say Scheana's still trying to get on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah. No, she was like holding it in, like she was like, I'm not gonna say it until I'm on Dancing with the Stars and I can do a super emotional dance and reveal it in a confessional. And since that's not happening, like she had to get it out, make it about herself again. And I think like here's the thing: you write a book, put it in your book for sure. That makes sense. But she could have picked anything from that book to talk about in the magazine, and that's what she picked.
But it's incredible marketing. Like I wasn't gonna go get that book, and now I'm like, whoa, wait scandaloso. I did see someone else post, and like, this is where like the Scheana hate's gonna come in. Okay, that like people shouldn't be cheated on, especially when they're pregnant. Scheana though, girl. But this person posted and they were like, these two, Scheana and Lala, spent all of season 11 bitching and moaning about how they have to pay the bills and they have to do this show and they have to do this job to feed their children. And Ariana was not contributing and she was not understanding that like we have a television show to make. And all this time, Scheana could have brought this storyline.
Yeah.
She could have just decided to share that Brock cheated on her. That could have been the season 11 storyline. But you didn't want to give, and I'm not saying she needed to, that anyone is required to share that, but you're the one all the time talking about how no one's sharing their whole life. You're sharing all the stuff. You talked about your OCD, and that's great. But like, now we all know you were sitting on this nugget that you're now using to sell your book, but that you weren't willing to use for season 11.
Right.
All while you came for everyone else for not sharing enough about their life.
Right.
That's crazy.
That's the kicker is like,
you came for your best fucking friend.
Yeah.
Because she didn't want to hang out with her cheating ex.
We are firm believers that you can, I mean, I am at least, that you can be on a reality TV show and still keep some things private for yourself.
100%.
Like especially for the sake of your family and your mental health and whatever. But to sit there and drag everyone else who doesn't completely open up about their life when you're also not completely opening up about your life is crazy. Like, I feel like that's kind of like, I'm not caught up on Beverly Hills still. But I feel like that's kind of how like the most recent season of Beverly Hills kind of played out. Was like Kyle was like, I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about this. But like up until that point, Kyle has been saying that everyone else should be willing to share their lives. And now suddenly when it's like when you have something you do want to keep private, like it hits you like a ton of bricks. Like, wait, we shouldn't have to share everything.
Yeah.
But like it shouldn't hit you only when it affects you.
And it's like with Scheana specifically, like obviously this is the age-old argument in all of Bravo is that like we need to share. With Scheana specifically, for 11 fucking seasons of our lives, this bitch has been a storyline chaser. Yes. That's it. That's what she does. She makes up shit and she will tell you as such.
She opened the fucking show.
Yeah, she will tell you.
Storyline.
She will tell you, like, I am here to make a show. And all of her friends will say, Scheana is here to make a show. And I understand that, like, she's not the only one in this. Maybe Brock didn't want to share, whatever. But for you, 2 years later, to be like, okay, now I'm going to share it because I'm not relevant anymore because I want to sell my book. Or maybe she's healed and she's ready to share and all those things. And that's fine. But it's just like a little hard to believe that for 11 seasons, we were listening to this girl dredge up everyone else's shit just for the sake of a paycheck and literally watching her do that post Scandoval. She talked about how Scandoval traumatized her, how it made her OCD worse, and never once. And she talked all through season 11 about how she was afraid. I have to watch season 11 again now. But she talked about how she was afraid that this meant Brock was going to cheat on her, but she had to trust him. And all the while, we're finding out that she knew that he told her when Scandoval, a few months after Scandoval broke. Right. So the whole time through season 11, you knew that not only did he cheat on you once, twice, he had an affair. While you were pregnant, he had a second phone that he was using to contact this other person to go and hook up with her. And I'm not saying you have to share those details, but then shut your mouth. Right. Her behavior on season 11, we should be looking back at season 11 and going, oh, that makes sense why she was easy on Ariana. That makes sense why she, whatever. No, but we're looking back and saying you're a hypocrite.
Right. And the fact that she spent so much of season 11 trying to redeem Tom Sandoval and their friendship, like, you should hate that man. But also, like, maybe she's a little bit thankful for him because she would never have found out. If he hadn't fucked Raquel.
Or I think a huge part of it is like projection because she's forgiven Brock. And so like for her, like to justify forgiving Brock, I think a little bit of her has to be like, okay, well, eventually we have to get over it with Tom. If I'm going to hold Tom's feet to the fire for the rest of my life, how am I going to justify that I'm staying married to this man?
Right.
When like he did it while I was pregnant with our child, at least Tom and Ariana weren't actually married and they didn't actually have a kid together.
Right.
But like, so for me, it feels more like that it's like, if she's going to excuse Brock's bad behavior, she kind of has to excuse Tom's. And like, dude, nuts.
When we were in high school and all the like stuff with the Duggars was coming out, a girl we went to high school with messaged me and told me that I should stop hating Josh Duggar because she forgave her stepbrother when he sexually abused her. And I was like, babe, that don't have anything to do with me.
I hate your stepbrother now.
Yeah, surprise.
Great, thank you. Yeah. And like, I don't care if Scheana and Brock stay together for the rest of their lives. Like, they have a kid. If they want to make it work, fine. But like, I hope you're not wanting me to read this book and in the end be like, love Brock. Like, no, that's shitbag behavior.
Right.
So.
And like.
And now it's a pattern, babe.
And the added layer of like, they had just had a miscarriage.
Yeah.
Like, she was probably already, like, so stressed through this pregnancy.
Yeah. Nuts. Speaking of Bravo Celebrity books, I just wanted to jump in here and say that I finally finished Heather Gay's second book, Good Time Girl. It was so good. I don't know why her books are so good. I don't know if my props are to her or her ghostwriter, but incredible work. I must say, I would never say this because, like, I think we should read people's entire books. But like I remember when I listened to Julia Fox's book, like the whole time I was like, get me to the Kanye West part.
Yeah.
But it was such a good book. I'm so glad I listened to the whole thing. But if for some reason you don't want to commit the time to the whole book, which you should, at least take a journey through the last chapter, because she did some like investigative journalism about Monica Garcia. She separated it into receipts, proof, timelines. And like it is so like the whole time she's like, and then Monica and her mom had a conversation in her house where they said blah blah blah, blah. And I'm like, how does she know that?
Right.
She was not in their house. But then it's like because
what
Monica
chapter was it under?
Who knows?
What's
I don't remember.
Was it?
But
yeah.
But Monica and her mom be tweeting everything that they're talking about.
Right.
They be posting their texts all the time. She had videos, like Heather was like quoting all of her videos. And I'm like, how does she know all this? Because Monica took a video of every fucking thing.
Right.
And she said all these things. And she was texting people in the group chat and like all of this stuff. And it's just like, it's so good. I did not know like how deep it went. I did not know like she basically like sent her husband to live away so that she could continue to stalk Jin Cha and he like wouldn't know. And it's like so weird, crazy stuff. But and I still don't know what her real name is. Like apparently when she started with them, her name was Wesley May. Yeah. And like, so I'm like, I literally don't even know. But anyway, highly recommend. It's good stuff. Obsessed. Denise Richards and her husband are getting a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
What a wild couple of people.
Gia Giudice has gotten in on the action to have her father pardoned and brought back to the U.S. I think she should write a song about it, perform it live. The Real Housewives of Rhode Island.
Thinking about so many things. It does seem like she's thinking about a lot of things.
The Real Housewives of Rhode Island has allegedly begun filming. This would be a new Housewives franchise. It is like listed on like the Housewives Wikipedia as like a real franchise. Didn't
they announce it?
I don't know.
But I think it's real.
There are like fan pages about it. We just don't know like who it is. But film crews were seen following Ashley I. Kennedy Haben and her kids around a park. People already thought she would be one of the Real Housewives of Rhode Island, but this kind of has like fueled a lot of those rumors. I find that really interesting if she is, because she's not rich. Other rumored cast members, I don't know most of them, are Rula Nime Pontarelli, Dolores Catania, which we do know, Monique Pass, Brianna LaTorre, Rosie Woods, Jo Ellen Tiberi, Kelsey Swanson, Elizabeth McGraw, and Alicia Carmody. I don't really know a lot about them. Most of them, I think, are like business owners or their husbands are business owners, from what I could see. And then Dolores is a former Real Housewife of New Jersey. Yeah.
I just read this when we got on, but apparently Faye Resnick and Jennifer Tilly had to be physically separated while filming Beverly Hills. Mary's not super familiar with either of those people at this point.
Oh, no, I'm very familiar with Faye Resnick.
But Jennifer Tilly, I'm like, I could never see her getting physical with anybody. Yeah. Did Faye try to beat up on Tiny Little
the
Jennifer?
Morally corrupt Faye Resnick?
Yes, of course.
I'm just familiar with Faye Resnick because I am familiar with crime.
Yeah.
You know.
With OJ.
Yeah. I just finished the season that Catherine was on. And they talked a lot about OJ on that season.
Yes.
So the Ultimatum Queer Love has come and gone. Any thoughts? If you watch nothing else, please watch that fucking reunion. I saw a TikTok and it was like pictures of all of their reunion, like of like cast photos, and the first it starts with like everybody smiling, and I knew the second I saw that first slide that the and then was gonna be Marie's bitch ass, and it was.
Mm-hmm.
Like her cast picture, she's like,
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't have any thoughts. It was good. It was messy. It was gay.
everything you wanted.
Yeah.
Last one. Leah Kateb has launched a fragrance at Sephora.
Mm-hmm. I'm very impressed. Like, she's straight up like the CEO. Like, they said it's an already existing brand, and they said we need to relaunch, and this is who we want in charge. Like, that's cool.
I just love that, like, they're becoming like real stars. Like,
yeah.
And I've seen a lot of people saying like, please no Beyond the Villa for season 7.
Oh no, fuck that.
And everything, and like, but like, I just don't think that they could get to the level that like season 6 people have, because like they have, you know, like they have like commercials and they have like their own brands and stuff now. Like, I think, isn't like Cordell like working on something involving like modeling or fashion?
I think that when someone asked Serena why he wasn't on, like, he's not an official cast on Beyond the Villa, I think she said that he's doing some acting right now. But I don't know what it is yet.
But like,
I look at Cordell like Travis Kelce. Yeah, like I'm like, oh, he's gonna do like grotesque, like he's just gonna do some fun stuff.
Love him.
Yeah. All right, this is pretty short, because I just watched it, and because we don't have time to do like a full cast breakdown because we have to get into Love Island stuff. But like I said, some classics are back. Big Brother is back. This is not the hottest show in the world. You gotta go to fucking Paramount Plus if you don't have live TV. This is not something that like the whole world is tuning into, like Love Island. But it brings us back to our roots. So I'm so sorry. You have to deal with it. We will be talking Big Brother. Okay? I think it's so fun that it's giving Clue.
Yeah.
And like Keanu being like, wait, I'm gonna do a murder mystery themed house now?
Yeah.
I was like, yes.
Something that made me laugh was Sammy had left the room and he came back and we were watching like Keanu's introduction, and I said, I know this man did not just say no one would believe that I'm a secret nerd immediately following him saying that he's named after Keanu Reeves. Like, no, baby, that's your birthright. Like, we all know.
Yeah.
You didn't even have to tell us. We could have figured it out.
Yeah. He looks like Maui. Yes.
Sammy said, oh, the Polynesian looking guy? I don't know that he's Polynesian looking. I think he might just be Polynesian.
But we don't know.
I don't know, but
sure. Obviously could be wrong. We have a whole season to find out, but I think I'm loving this cast.
Yes. I like that there are like so many similar personalities that like clicked right away. I think that's so fun. Like Zay and Keanu, Ava and Kelly, Catherine and Lauren and Morgan hit it off. Like Vince and Adrian. Like there's just so many. Like it seems like there's a person for everybody that kind of like matches up.
Yeah, it didn't seem to stick, but I thought it was cute when Jimmy and Amy first walked in. Everyone else had been talking about how Amy is way too fucking much, and then he was like, no, I like her.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
Jimmy, Amy, and Rachel
that's what I was gonna
would
say.
be a crazy group of people.
Yes, I was gonna say I could see them clicking with Rachel right away. I was like when she stepped out, I was like, no fucking way. I was like, is that Rachel Riley? I was like, that's Rachel Riley. And Sammy was like, what the fuck is happening? And I was like, she is the moment, like she is iconic. And I like went into like all the Rachel Riley lore. I went into Waitress, and I was like, and then they left the house and they became best friends, and he was like her man of honor and like her kid's uncle now. And he was like, okay. And I just think that like her love for Reagan, I think Jimmy could remind her a lot of Reagan. And so I could see her gravitating toward them.
Yeah.
I was shocked that for at 3 things. 1, that Mickey thought Riley was attractive.
Yes, very strange.
He has like baby teeth.
Yeah.
Two, that Riley was kind of into it, not because like it's shocking that anyone would be attracted to Mickey, like she's beautiful, but that he was like not low-key racist.
Yeah.
And three,
But I think
that
he was just like, wait, this woman is flirting with me?
That's crazy.
Who am I?
Right. Three, that he spells his name.
Yeah.
Like, that's a woman's spelling of Riley.
Yeah, true.
What's happening? Maybe he's progressive.
Yeah.
Well, sorry.
Sorry, Riley. I really like Adrian. I think it's so cute that he's been like training for this, that he's got a wall in his house, that like he is eating slop. Like he's so ready for this.
Yeah, it's so
I'm
cute.
so excited. Vince wins the first HOH. I think I like Vince.
I think he's giving too much. Who was the guy last season with the big mustache?
No idea.
He that liked Leah, but was like friends with Quinn. He reminds me too much of
No
that
idea.
guy, and I clearly don't care for him because I don't even remember his name.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Joseph.
Yes, he reminds me a lot of Joseph.
I hated Joseph so much.
Yeah. I told Sammy when he was like doing his introduction, I said there is nothing about this man that reads anything other than lives with his parents, is unemployed, spends all day playing ping pong.
Yeah,
like,
and
he fits that bill so perfectly.
Yeah. And on Paramount Plus, it's be cutting out all the time, but I'm pretty sure I heard him say, like, I used to DoorDash to the CBS lot, or the whatever lot, and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, he said that he would DoorDash there where they film Big Brother, and he was like, and I used to think, like, one day I could be getting food there and living there.
You won't be getting food. They don't let you do that, buddy.
But then I also wondered, like, if that's how the like producers get their grocery shipments, is they have it like DoorDashed and then they take it into the
I mean, maybe like Instacart,
pantry.
but yeah. I did not need the BB Blockbuster to be permanent, man. I did not need it to be like, and then she's like, it's not a twist, like it's gonna be the whole thing, and it's like all the way till the end, like there reaches a point where 3 is too many.
Right.
That's what happens every year. I don't want it.
Yeah, not fun. I love Will, and I love that he calls his wife his beautiful little chocolate drop. I think that's so cute. But I am mostly excited for Rachel Riley. Our mom has apparently never forgiven Rachel Riley for her transgressions on her first appearance of Big Brother. I love Rachel Riley. But honestly, you put a former player in that house, I don't care if they've won 5 seasons already. Yeah. I'm rooting for them.
Or I'm at least like rooting for it to make it more interesting. Like, yeah, it's a fun time. Yeah, I'm really excited to see her. Like, I don't know how old I was when season 12 was out. Like, I haven't really gotten to watch her like in her do her thing, you know? Yeah.
I know because I get a lot of like Facebook memories from when season 12 was airing, and I deeply, deeply hated Rachel during that season. So I had a lot of posts about her, and I was probably no older than 12.
Sure.
Because I sounded like an idiot in all of them. I was like, yeah, Rachris, get out of here. You'll never be anything in this world. I sound like a dumbass.
Yeah, you were wrong.
Yeah. I have seen some videos that show Will possibly pushing a button on the wall before the blackout, and people are thinking that like he's probably the accomplice, because it's in the same area where that like countdown was, and so like and it was like when everyone was like first introducing themselves, and like he goes over and you see him put his arm out, and then that's when they kind of show the countdown starting, and then the blackout happens. So people are thinking he's the accomplice.
Yeah, he started acting funny when they said it. Now, I had already read this. Like you had already, I was like, so I was looking at him, but he was acting weird.
Yeah. Also, I just am super into this theme, which is good because I was super not into BBAI last year. I but I'm so excited. I think this is going to be so cool. And I think it's going to be fun for them. And like, I was talking to someone, one of Sammy's friends is like a Big Brother super fan, like the kind that I fear will be on Big Brother one day. And he knows I watch Big Brother, so we've been talking about it, and he's like, I will say, like, Janky World did not look fun, but it was like fun to watch. And
No.
I was like, with this theme, like, I actually think it will be fun for them.
Yeah, it also wasn't fun to watch. He's wrong.
Yeah. It was like, it's just sad.
No, that was stupid. Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. And to think that we used to think watching a show 3 nights a week plus sometimes BB After Dark was excessive. And
I know.
Then Love Island said, hold my beer.
Yeah, we do love BB After Dark.
Mm-hmm. All right, on to Bachelor stuff. I guess first, there has been some back and forth about the newest Golden Bachelor. Some stuff came out that he was fired. Then stuff came out that he was not fired. And this was because he came out and said that he does not want to date women over 60 years old, even though he himself is 66.
Yeah. I didn't know they had picked a Golden Bachelor. I don't know who it is. I don't know anything about this, but yeah, it's gross.
Yeah. All following Jesse saying we want age gap romances. It's just like not looking good, guys.
He said, wait, I want them too.
Yeah.
If we're saying that, like, I want to say it also.
Yeah, let me edit. I really want to give this season of Paradise a go. I'm already not really feeling it though. But they were due for a production upgrade for sure. However, like the constant like zoom shots and the slow-mos and the transitions are getting to be,
when they like spun Lexi around, I was like, this is enough.
Yeah, and like in the one-on-one conversations, they're getting like right here in people's faces, and I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah.
It's just like way too obvious that they're trying to just be like Love Island. Like even like the intros, like they have people like dancing and like to music, and I'm like, stop.
No, I want the Almost Paradise. I want that intro, please. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had texted Katie about this, and I said, like, okay, like they took their time off to save up some money for the production value. Maybe this is more of a reason why they have cut The Bachelorette for the time being. Maybe they really want to put a lot of their stock into Bachelor in Paradise. Like I was telling somebody, like Bachelor in Paradise is my favorite show of the
but you do have to have other shows to find the cast.
But that's the point of Bachelor in Paradise. So I was like, okay, like maybe they're trying to find a way to throw more money at that because it's maybe more popular. But then like immediately, like 2 days later, watching the little Thanksgiving dinner episode of Love Island, I was like, okay, yes, this is the same. Mm-hmm. This is the exact same, which like fine. I saw someone saying like, yes, like a lot of what they were doing was like older. Like I'm over the Arial font of their names, over the weird stripy background and their confessionals. Like I understand we want to move on from poor sweet Tajwan melting in that Mexican sun and having to leave. But like at the very least, bring back the Almost Paradise intro, mm-hmm. and bring back the funny little job descriptions under their names. Like, mm-hmm. for every time something happens to them.
Yeah.
Please. Like, you don't have to change everything. Mm-hmm. You don't have to make it Love Island. Like, there are so many things about Bachelor in Paradise that viewers love that is, like, a Bachelor in Paradise specific thing.
Yeah.
You didn't have to change everything.
Yeah. I also know that this is, like, not unusual for The Bachelor, but, like, I can't with the over 2-hour episode. Like, dude, we are all I mean, again, this is coming from me who will watch an hour and 46 minutes of Love Island 6 nights a week, but, like, it's just not good enough for me to watch 2.5 hours of this. Obviously, also a lot of these folks I don't know because I did not watch Jen or Grant's seasons.
Yeah.
But I like Lexi and Justin. I don't know
Mhm.
that I'm like obsessed with them together yet, but like I
Yeah.
think they're both really deserving
Yeah.
people.
They were certainly like both fan favorites.
Sure.
Lexi's the one who she self-eliminated during Joey's season. Did you watch Joey's season? Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell her who she is then.
I thought you were just gonna tell the listeners.
Oh,
She's the
no, I was gonna tell
endometriosis girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. Some shocking couples and situations so far. Certainly didn't see Zoe and Brian coming.
I think they make so much sense together, though.
I mean, I don't know either of them, but like from the looks of it, like I was a little shocked.
They had like a very similar like approaches to their time on the show. Different like outcomes for sure, but like they were both very like not here to make friends, here to make moves and like shoot my shot and like be big and whatever.
With Bailey and Jeremy, Wells is correct. Bailey is way out of his league. He said this guy is a tomato.
She's gorgeous. I love her without the bob. I loved her with the bob, but this is much better.
Yeah. I did not see Jess being in a love triangle. I really thought like she is going to tie somebody down. She's never going to stray. She's going to be Kat of this season. Like she's going to be so obsessed. In the end, she didn't stray far. But I was shocked by that.
Yeah.
Alex picking Jonathan after telling him that he didn't put it forth any effort was a little surprising. I mean, like, I'm glad she chose Jonathan over Ricky, but like, I don't know.
Ricky was a douche, so.
But it is like giving that she loves toxicity. Like, I tell this guy he puts forth no effort, and then I'm like, wait.
Yeah,
but like, and I think let me see.
I think this is another aspect of Bachelor in Paradise that we like is like on Love Island, we have so much speculation right now about like Shelly and Ace. Did they know each other before? To what extent did they know each other before? Bachelor in Paradise, like you know that they know these people or at least know of them or like have assumed like personality types for them in their
heads.
They
have people so, that they hope are there. Right. They have people that they don't think they would like, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I think Alex and Jonathan are very similar and they're hilarious. They're both very playful, very non-serious. And so I also think it's like totally reasonable to think that she came in with this preconceived notion of Jonathan and liked him because of those things. And like, even though she's seeing that he's maybe not putting forth effort, like still likes him based on what she knew about him before.
Yeah. I am fully open to the fact that I will change my mind, but like I don't like Alex right now.
I love Alex.
Like I am.
She's
like,
being very different than
watching her with like Dale and like just like seriously unable to hold like a human conversation. And like even like then with Jonathan, like she's the one that says like let's have a serious conversation, and then she won't stop talking about the deodorant in his armpit, and I'm like. This like it's just giving like child, and I like I don't like hate her as a human. I just kind of don't want to watch it. Like it's making me uncomfortable.
I think she's acting a little different than she did when she was on The Bachelor.
Yeah, and I mean I don't have anything to compare it to, but it's like it just feels like infantilized. Like she's like trying to act very childlike.
I think she works with kids,
maybe
though.
But so like she's just. It's like how someone would act if they're like trying to seem ditzy or like trying to seem like
she's a children's speech language pathologist.
Okay.
Which I'm not saying is
which is a big girl job.
But like I'm just saying like she spends a lot of time with children and we've discussed she's very unserious in general, but I do think she's acting a little differently in Paradise than she did on The Bachelor.
Yeah. I'm not shocked by Kat and Dale. It's
Yeah. I
giving
kind
Dale
of
as a
like them.
type.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like them. I am absolutely shocked by how much calmer she is.
Yeah.
Usually someone walks
Maybe
in
pop his
and
Xanax.
yeah, usually people walk in and they're like, I'm healed, and you're like, give you 5 minutes.
Right.
But she said, no, I'm gonna prove it to you.
It looks like it's not gonna.
At least for the first episode, I'm
right.
gonna prove it to you.
Yeah. Preview show.
Mm-hmm.
Things might change.
Yeah.
But
I was a little annoyed that they showed like almost fucking everybody that's
Right.
coming. Like, you could have shocked us with Susie.
I know.
Like, that is one that like I really think you should have like held on to. If you want to show us other people who are like inconsequential, like fine. I get that they need to give a preview. But like just straight up showing that like Jeremy's gonna end up with Susie, that Susie is gonna be, or that they're gonna like have something, that like Susie's gonna be right there while like I just am like, okay, great. Right. I know everything.
Yeah. Also, why are the Goldens not part of the original group? Like, why are they all coming in later? And I feel like that like further pushes the like they're here to give us advice.
Sure. Thing, yeah.
Like by fully separating them.
Yeah. But the way that they're making it sound is like it's like a twist. Like, oh, and then I mean, I guess for the Islanders, it still is. Yeah. But like it's not a twist if you've already told us over and over again. So it's like all these things that you're like, and then this season's gonna be a little different. But then you're literally telling us exactly how it's gonna be different. Right. So it's like not that exciting.
Right.
I will say the challenges look pretty fun. It's always fun. And I think that I will give them this. This is a lesson that Bachelor Nation needed to take from things like Love Island. That like you don't have to be so serious and be like, you got to be here for the right reasons and you got to be ready for marriage. It's like it's fun for us to watch people kiss people. Like I'm like seeing that challenge where they're saying like they're gonna get to kiss other people that they may have been interested in, and like that's fun. It's fun to watch. It causes drama. It's also like, to be totally fair, if you want to end up with someone, like it's a good way to make sure you found the right person. So I think it's looking like the drama is going to start heating up. I still don't want the Goldens, but like whatever. So I'm going to give it a shot. Maybe once I don't have Love Island to watch 6 nights a week, maybe I'll be more down. But speaking of Love Island, are you ready?
Let's rock and roll, baby.
Let's do it. Okay, so surprise, surprise, Sierra was asked to leave Love Island, and she did make a statement after getting home and getting her phone back. We have some thoughts. Her wearing an empath sweatshirt was a choice.
Yes,
for sure.
And a jade Buddha necklace. I did see an Asian woman make a TikTok and basically say, like, if you're unaware of like how performative this is, this would be like if this is what this woman said, is like if she had said a slur targeted at indigenous people and then made a video wearing Dreamcatcher earrings. Like she's like really trying to like push that she loves the Asian community and blah, blah, blah. And like we also like this kind of goes along with this narrative we've seen that Sierra is hella media trained. She's friends with a lot of former Love Island contestants. She's been trying to build this following as an influencer, and she has learned how to be very careful with what she does as an Islander in terms of like PR.
You wanted a PR answer from me?
Right.
So she kind of goes into an explanation, which like, I don't know, maybe a lot of people feel like they didn't want this. She didn't need to give an explanation. She just needed to say sorry, move on. I'm kind of glad we got it. She said that when she posted this story in 2024, this specific one, that someone pointed out to her So like someone had posted a screenshot where
Mm-hmm.
they messaged her like a screenshot of Google like
Mm-hmm.
explaining the history of this word, and it was like different
Yes.
than like what she meant, and also like
Right.
different than what I think we think this
Right.
word is used for. And so in the screenshot, Sierra replied and said, "Good thing I didn't use it that way." And so
Yeah.
I think all of us thought like, "Oh, great. Someone tried to point out to her that it's a slur and
Yeah.
she ignored them." But
I
she
will say
says,
though, my thought on that screenshot, as I was telling Sammy, I think that the definition in that
mhm,
screenshot was very like conducive to her being able to say like, well, I didn't use it that
right.
way. I didn't, because it was like talking about like in like restaurant and like
Y-
business owning or something.
Yeah.
And so she was like, "Oh, well, that's not how I used it." And I was like, "I think it's very easy to see that
Mhm.
and be like, that's not how I used it." But that's not what like the restaurant and like business aspect of that word and
No.
whatever that screenshot said is not what makes it offensive. And the way she used it was the offensive way.
Well, there can be multiple offensive ways. I think that like people, and I was going to say people that aren't people of color, but Sierra is,
Yeah.
but people who are not in the group that they're speaking about can
Hmm.
often be like, "Well, I didn't call anyone that, or
Right.
I didn't address
I
anyone
didn't say
using a
you were a
slur."
bitch. I said
Right.
you were being a bitch.
And I think that like to Sierra, like this is just a word that describes facial features. And this is
Hmm.
just a word that describes how she looks. And she's using it about herself. And so like she didn't mean it about anyone else. And so I do think that like that person sending that screenshot like maybe also missed the point that like
Hmm.
it doesn't really matter like if she's using it that way, like the way that she is using it, the description of her face using that word is a problem,
Hmm.
especially when she's saying that like that word is the reason she needs Botox.
Right.
So like, you know, but so the screenshot that Sierra shares is that someone reached out to her with like a very long message and they explained the history of this word and what it meant in the context that she was using it.
Hmm.
And she said she like shared the screenshot where she replied, has a timestamp on it, and she replied and was like, "I took everything, or I took it down. I'm so sorry. Like I had no clue." And like one thing we do know about Sierra, Mary kind of went through this at the very beginning, is that Sierra votes a certain way. Sierra is a liberal girly. And so I think that's also part of like this persona that she's built. And so she was like very apologetic and she was like, "I am so sorry. Like I had no clue. I will never say that again. I will never post it again." And she says that since then she has removed that word from her vocabulary.
She has stopped holding space for that slur.
Yes, she did say that.
But some people might still be holding space for that slur. And we might need to educate them so that they can stop holding space for that slur. The amount of times she said that, I was like, I'm gonna crash out. Like,
Hmm.
who the fuck says that?
Yeah,
Um, yeah, this specific the Botox post
sure.
was like the third time she had used it on social media. I think
I only saw two, but I mean,
yeah.
maybe.
So I saw two of her posts that
Hmm.
used it. The Botox one and the one that's clearly from when she was like in high school. And it
2015.
was
Yeah.
like her like Instagram caption
Yeah.
using it as a verb.
And I must say, like, of, I know a lot of people in high school that it was in their feed post
Hmm.
captions because
Yes.
people thought that it was a very cute way to describe their smile
Yes.
and their face when they smiled.
Right. So look, like I I don't think I have any like super problematic things from my social media past,
But
but like if somebody
2015,
dredged up something I said when
when
and
I
like
was a
Sierra is
teenager,
younger than me, like
yeah.
or younger than both of us.
Hmm.
And so like in 2015 I was 18 years old.
She was
She was like
14.
right. And so like
Yeah.
if somebody pulled up things that I said when I was 14, I do think I'd kind of be like, okay, I was 14.
Yeah, sure.
Whatever. But what I saw was that somebody posted a screenshot from 2023
Mm.
where they had like told her that she shouldn't be using that word, and she had said like, oh my gosh, like I didn't know, like it wasn't the screenshot she posted, but it
Mhm.
was like very similar response, was like, I'm so sorry. And then but I
She did it
didn't
again.
right, but I didn't see the post she had made that elicited that response. But it seems like somebody had tried to tell her in 2023
Yeah.
to stop using that word, and she said she would, and then she used it again in
Mhm.
2024.
It's also like you, to your point, like she has friends on Love Island. She is at this point, before she's even gone on, essentially an influencer. She posts all the time. That's why she's posting
Right,
her
that's why she was
Botox
making the
routine.
Botox post.
Right. But so like when you got when someone told you that you said something and you felt, oh my God, I said something horrific, I want to take it back, whatever. Why'd you go on the show acting
Yeah,
like you didn't? Like,
right.
I wonder if it had made a difference if she had gone on the show, told production, I want you to know, hey, you found me on my Instagram. I have a lot of followers. I've said some things in the past that people have called me out for, and I've really like fixed that. But like, if that's going to be a problem, I'm telling you now, and like
Right.
maybe we can get ahead of it or like whatever. But like, it is weird to me that like to find out, because I'll get into this, that Zach talked about like when she went home, and like there's all these videos where you allegedly can hear Sierra screaming in the background. And so like you're telling me now that like you believe that the show did the right thing by sending you home, but you didn't have any idea why they were sending you home. But like, did you not, like when they told
right.
you like you've broken guidelines and you said something offensive on the internet, how was it not immediately like that thing that less than a year ago someone told me about? Because that would like haunt me. Like if someone had to come to me, a Kamala Harris voter, a liberal girly, a person of color myself, like if someone had come to me and said, you said this and it's incredibly offensive, I would have been mortified.
Yeah.
It would never leave my mind. I would never stop thinking about it. And so to then go on a show and be like shocked that you're leaving and you don't know why, or to hear that Yulisa left and not think, oh fuck, they're coming for me next, like that's kind of crazy to me.
And also, Yulisa left before Sierra came to the villa.
Right. So she knew.
Right.
I don't know how much she knew. She came pretty early, but it's like she knew that people had found Austin's post. She knew that people had found. So it's like I don't really understand how this is like shocking to her.
Right.
But
yeah. I agree.
What else?
I have a couple other thoughts, but they're not like they're not like necessarily relevant to this, but they're relevant to Love Island, but I forgot to write them down. So let me know when you want them.
I don't know when I want them because I don't know what they are. So okay. I can finish the Sierra section if you want. I just want to say that like, yes, Love Island needed to do something about this for multiple reasons. A, apparently it's in their guidelines. Mm-hmm. B, they had already kicked Yulisa off, so they had to. Right. And Zach confirmed that they told the other Islanders pretty vaguely, like, she broke one of our guidelines. She said something online, or something is resurfaced, and they didn't tell them what.
He said, like, she said something offensive.
Yeah.
Because he said, like, I think he said, like, Nick was, like, I don't know, like, having, like, I don't know, like, kind of a mixed reaction about it. And they were like, well, but if she said something offensive, like, she should leave.
Yeah. And even in her video, like, Sierra says that she agrees with their decision. I mean, of course she would say that, but I think that like there is a line here, and like I know that the thing I'm about to say like sounds obvious. Love Island has said it, Ariana Madix has said it, everyone has said it, but like she has had a consequence for her actions. She has been kicked off the show. She has at least more than Yulisa for sure expressed regret for that thing. Do we know if it's genuine? Do we know if she's gonna be a great person moving forward? No, we don't.
She says she will. She says that she can't wait for you to see how amazing a
Her
person
love
she
and
is.
life. But I think like we don't in an effort to fight hateful and derogatory language, we do not need to bully people and send them death threats or especially call ICE on their family members. So like that's not like obviously Ciara said it in like a cliche way, but like she's correct. We do not need to fight hate with hate. Like that doesn't really make any sense, guys.
Like, oh, she was racist. Let me literally have her family deported.
Yeah, incredible work, guys. Like let's chill. And it's also like I'm a firm believer in this in general in reality TV that like the punishment can be making people irrelevant. We don't have to punish them for the rest of their lives. Like, frankly, who is talking about Rachel Leviss anymore? Other than if you're watching her sound baths. But like, which obviously I am. But like, there is something about like they can just be off your TV. Ciara's off your TV now. You don't have to follow her. She doesn't have to be your influencer of choice. But you also do not need to devote your life to ruining this girl's life for something that, frankly, she's 24 years old. Like, even though she's not 14 anymore, like, we got to let her live eventually. So I do think in a situation like Yulisa, where she has continued to, I won't say double down, because she's saying that it's wrong, but she's, like, dancing to, like, y'all want to hate me. Like, she's very much making light of the situation. She says, like, I shouldn't have said that word. But, like, he.
She did, but then she immediately made a post about how Hispanic people should be able to say that word.
Great. Yeah. So, we can, like, still continue to be mad at Yulisa. Maybe we shouldn't send her death threats or, like, God forbid, call ICE on her family. But, like, we can be mad at her. But, like, if Ciara does truly regret what she said, and she like doesn't start making TikTok dances about it, like I think we just gotta believe her and like let her live her life.
Yeah. Okay. The two things I was gonna say are kind of centered around this Ciara thing. One is the video of Huda, where people are saying that she mouths or sings the N-word in a song. I have watched that video over and over and over again, and I cannot express enough how clearly to me it looks like she's not saying it.
Yeah.
So like people, I
think it's a deliberate pause, but like her mouth is open.
Yes.
And so I understand that you can't know what she's doing with her tongue in her mouth, but like if she wanted to mouth it, she could have gone harder than that. And I don't think she did.
Right. Like I get wanting Hood out of the villa. I certainly think her and
But the show is certainly not going to kick her off for something she maybe mouthed.
They're not obligated to remove her when it's at the very least up for interpretation. I don't think it is. I think she didn't say it.
Yeah.
The other thing is that the narrative that the Islanders are so much happier with Ciara out of the villa. Do you feel that way, first of all?
I don't know. I mean, it's the last week. I think that they tend to get happier. Like things are less messy. They're kind of in their final couples. Like I don't know that it's related to Ciara. Yeah. I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. The second part of that one is there have been a couple of videos I've seen with some discourse about, is it wrong to have sex, evidently loudly, in a room filled with other people who did not consent to listening to or watching you have sex? And specifically around Ciara and Nick.
Yeah.
And specifically around the letters that they received saying you're very loud when you have sex. And people are asking, I think, for Love Island to set more of a rule, a precedent, a guideline with this, that like this this is like a form of like sexual harassment or or sexual assault to be putting someone in a situation where they are having to interact with your sex without giving consent for it. Now, we also have seen that they're not the only ones
Sure.
who have had sex in that room. And so like people have said like there is some level of consent by going on the show and knowing what you signed up for, that that's something that people do, that that's something people are going to expect they're able to do.
Yeah.
But
there's apparently like, condoms in the rooms.
Right.
So,
but they've also said like, is there a difference between like making out in the bed versus loudly having sex?
Yeah.
In a room full of people. I don't know. I wanted to get your thoughts though.
My opinion is that like, is it wrong? Sure. Do I think that it's like icky and we should be more considerate and they could have gone out to Soul Ties and done whatever they wanted to do or whatever? Yeah. Do I think the show has an obligation to do something about it? No.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I'm wrong, right? Like maybe the show has something in their guidelines. Maybe they will decide. I don't think it would be a bad thing.
They've also told us that they're begging them to stop fucking.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like, I mean, maybe they will change things next summer, and like that's fine if they do that. But like, I don't think that like, I do think if you are familiar with Love Island in all of its forms, this is kind of what they're signing up for.
Right.
It's not like the fantasy suites when they go to the hideaway. It's not no cameras. You're in there and you're being filmed. And
please, though, Love Island, please never, ever air an audio clip like Amaya's hideaway audio ever again.
Yeah. And it's like, I think that that's where I'm struggling with all of this narrative about people having sex is like, we want production and production too. If production's the one saying they're fucking too much, like we seem to want production to be like prudes about like what they're doing. But then it's also like, they didn't have to air the spit start. They didn't have to air Amaya saying what Amaya said. They did not.
We're not gonna say
no. They don't have to do that, and they're choosing to. And so like, I don't know. I'm not like, oh no, everyone's being held against their will. Like,
yes,
sure. I think a double whammy with fucking really loud and apparently peeing all over the toilet is like, people are just kind of like, Nick and Sierra, y'all are being inconsiderate. And like, I think that's fine to like be annoyed with them as people. And like, sure, in a normal world, that's sexual harassment. Like, people should not have to listen to you having sex. However, like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how loud it was. Like, I guess if it was like, if they are having to listen,
and hollering,
or if they're having to hear them say things like Amaya said, like, sure, weird. But like, I'm kind of assuming that it's fairly quiet and discreet and people are just hearing like breathing or like covers or whatever. And like, I don't know. I mean,
yeah, I was going to say something similar. When I lived in an apartment, I walked past someone else's apartment and they were like having sex in front of their window. And like, I was like, I hate this. This, I did not consent to watching this. And like, there are children that live here. Like, I was like mortified. And I think that like, yes, in a normal situation, if you're like publicly having sex, that's a problem. But I also, having watched Love Island and knowing that that's how I felt when that happened, like, I know that I would not sign up for Love Island because it would make me uncomfortable. And like, I know that it would make me uncomfortable. And so I think that like, again, I do think there is some level of consent in that way. I do agree with maybe the narrative that like, do Sierra and Nick have to fuck every single night? No.
Yeah.
But then I also like, my other thought was, so we know that their like code word for when they've fucked is journey. And so like,
the boys just say I folded.
Yeah. But so the second time that Nick talked about them having sex, that Sierra asked Iris, "Did you hear me go on my journey?"
Yeah.
I was like, she knows she's not being quiet. Like,
Yeah.
she knows that they can hear her.
Yeah.
And then wants to talk about it with someone. Like, did you hear me fucking last night?
Yeah. Which, like, Iris was her bestie, so, like, that's fine. Talk about it, whatever. But yeah, and I mean, I'm even annoyed with like the way they're talking about like Folded, like these women are like teasing them and begging them, and finally they gave in, and it's like, okay. But all right, a final thing on like the serious note, I guess, for those of you that may be new to Love Island, as a world, as a franchise, as all of the locations, 2 former contestants and the former host of the original Love Island series have died by suicide. That is not to say that like any of them, this was like based in because of online bullying or like whatever. Like, obviously there are lots of things that go into that, but I just feel like every year, at least in the USA seasons, the online hate gets worse and worse. And like, I love, and this is true in lots of spaces, but like, I love reality TV. And we are entering a world where like we are not going to be able to watch reality TV at all, or at least ethically, if we do not chill.
Yes, look, Caroline Flack died by suicide for different reasons, but I mean, it was a lot of like online bullying just about something else, not about like Love Island related. But yes, let's not like send people into orbit every time they step out of line. And like, I think like what you said, like, look, if y'all want to send Yelisa into orbit, I actually don't really care.
Okay, not to where she dies, though.
Right. I don't think we should send her death threats. I don't think we should be calling ICE on her family either.
She should slow her posting, though.
Right. I certainly think that she should be held accountable for the fact that she seems to take none of this seriously or care about the repercussions or thinks it's funny. I think that's a problem. But I also think that like there has to be a line and we have to be aware of it. But certainly with like these people who are like apologizing and like trying, even if we don't think Sierra's sincere, I don't really think she is. Like, I think she was playing it up quite a bit. But I also think that like if she's not gonna say it again, which I feel like she won't because she really wants this like influencer thing to work out, like if she's not gonna say it again, like we gotta let that shit go eventually. I think we're right to be mad. I think she should have lost her spot.
Yeah.
All of those things are true.
People don't get to be rewarded with slots on reality TV if they're going to say racist things. However, like, they still deserve to, like, live.
Right.
And, like, I think maybe that means that, like, she's not going to be able to make a career as an influencer. I don't know. But, like, that's not... I think that, like, even when we think about, like, Janet or like any people anywhere on reality TV, like if we want to be able to watch reality TV, like we cannot keep doing this to people because they're not going to come on the show, or they're not going to be genuine when they come on the show, or the shows are going to get canceled, or you're just going to start feeling like you're shopping at Shein every time you watch a reality TV show. And we don't want that. You don't want to feel that you feel guilty.
Oh.
Because it's unethical.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the spiel. It's nothing that you don't know.
We hope.
You've heard it. I know. Stop being as atrocious as the people that you're mad at. That's crazy. But this does mean that Nicolandria gets one more shot at this.
We're back, baby. We're back, Hive.
Yeah.
Yes. Katie Maloney really does not favor Nicolandria, and it's
I
getting
hate that we're not gonna be able to get
annoying.
Ariana's opinions because now she's the host, so she has to be
Yeah.
like diplomatic. I'm
It's
like,
like
I want to know.
actually pissing me off, like
Yeah.
how much she's talking about, like how she doesn't like Nicolandria, and
Is it
someone told
because
her
she likes Nick and Sierra, or she just
no,
thinks it's not
she
genuine?
she thinks it's not genuine. She's like, they said they didn't, that it was platonic. I said, baby, they were lying, like liars. They were lying, of course. Someone told her that she doesn't get to have an opinion because she was married to the hating your wife final boss for years, and the cackle I cuckolded
Yeah.
when I saw that tweet. I was like, no, like they're actually right. Like,
Yeah.
you
True.
had no chemistry with your husband your entire
Ever.
marriage.
Yeah.
Like,
His dick didn't
fair.
work.
Right. I just don't like the sound of your voice.
Yeah. That's not a message from us to Katie, just so everyone's
Yeah.
clear.
Well, right now it is kind of a message from me to Katie because I'm tired of hearing her say she doesn't like Nicolandria. I'm over it. They're gonna win. Fuck off.
So Taylor and Clark got voted out by America. They have since gone on some podcasts where they confirmed that during the heart rate challenge, Huda, quote, pretty much.
No. His quote was damn near.
Well, then he said, yeah, she pretty much did. Where she pretty much said on Ace's face, they both agreed, like, the chicks in the office girls reflected to them, like, people believe that from what we saw, like, Huda didn't really do anything that different than what other girls did. And Clark said, oh, no.
She said she did her biggest one.
We did not do what she did. No.
Yeah. Yeah, they also confirmed on Chicks in the Office that they are together, like,
of
course, they're dating. And they said, like, what do you want to do together first? And Taylor said, we're going to the rodeo.
Cute.
Good for you, babes. They asked them about, like, if they've been able to catch up on sleep, and they were like, oh yeah, like, we're doing great. And they were like, we were wondering, like, if y'all get to sleep a lot in the villa. And they were being, like, really weird about it, and, like, people read into that as, like, Taylor and Clark be fucking.
Weird.
Which they're dating, so.
But are they the people who are fucking over in the corners?
Yeah.
Austin came out and had to address comments that he's racist. His defense was that he has a black woman tattooed on his side. However, it does seem like everyone on the internet has quickly forgotten Austin's transgressions because they think he is very funny.
Yeah. So yeah, someone commented and they said, like, how does it feel to, like, come out of the villa and know that you're, like, a bigot racist? And he said, honest question, are you a fucking idiot? Oh my god. And then he said, I have a black woman tattooed on my side. Like, I was like, he is kind of funny.
Yeah, but as a pool boy, you asked a nurse if she understood what was going on, and it's giving racist.
Have you seen the post going around of when Amaya posted about her NCLEX or whatever they call it? The nurse exam. Amaya Papaya. She posted a screenshot of her notes app of after she passed the exam, and she said, like, this was, like, my mantra going in, and it said, you will go in there and you will pass this test, P-A-S-T. And they said, that's so Amaya Papaya. And you know what? She did fucking pass that test. So you can shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
It wasn't a spelling test.
No. Not required for nursing.
Right.
We finally get Ace and Shelly to close off, although whatever, they've been there.
Yeah.
I do want to note that this season is dead to me anyway because they never did movie night.
But I feel like they didn't need it this season.
No, they did.
Like, they did.
There were so many things that I was waiting for them to have to watch for each other. Like, it would have been cool to watch them watch Nicolandria while Sierra was still in the house.
Right.
That would have been nice. I still wanted them to see, like, I wanted them, I don't know, there was a shit ton that, I mean, I'm over it now, whatever, I'm not, obviously, but like movie night is so important to me. This week the families come in. There wasn't any piping hot drama. Everyone loves everyone. Not that I want them to end up together, but I actually was like so relieved that Chris's mom and sister did not do what he thought they were gonna do. Like he was like, oh my god, they are going to rip into Huda, they're gonna rip into me, and they were like, no, like we're so proud of
We
you.
love Huda.
Yeah, they were like, we've watched her. She seems to have gone through a lot. She's had a rough go at it. People are not perfect. Yeah. And it's like, I think that's like such a mature way to look at this, that like when your children start dating people, you don't get to watch it.
Right.
Every waking moment of it. And so like you have to understand that like your child is with someone who they're going to disagree with sometimes, and who is going to have, that person is going to have shit that they're going through, and communication's not going to be great. They're in their 20s. But like, they're like, but we're not like mad at her. Like, sure, y'all have some things. I mean, it seems like they hadn't seen the most recent stuff yet. So like, who knows how that would change? But like, I don't know. I still think that was like nice that they were like, no, we're better.
I saw an old TikTok of her this week, and she was talking about how her daughter's father cheated on her while she was pregnant with their daughter, and I think that like explains a lot about like how she's reacted to many things. And so like I think like, yes, I think she's 24. I think she's a single mom and has a lot of responsibilities and things, and on top of that has like a lot of like past trauma within relationships, and like maybe they can work through that together.
Yeah. So we get to the end of this episode, and they tell us that one of the couples has to go home so that we can get to the final four for the finale, which, duh. As soon as, frankly, they didn't even have to read it. As soon as Huda and Chris went second,
right,
I knew what was happening, and that it was going to come down to Ace and Shelly versus Iris and Pepe.
Because they were at the end of the table.
Right. Exactly. And I actually said to Billy, as soon as Huda and Chris read congratulations, I said, no, everyone voted out Iris and Pepe.
Yeah.
And nope. No, they did not. Ace and Shelly, with some pissed off looks on their faces, read their card that said, your journey ends tonight. While a part of me thinks that, like, that was a really funny choice. Because like they really thought that they were going to the end. I still believe that they've been scamming us and that they've been in a relationship the whole time. Sorry, I put my tinfoil hat on. Like, I believe that. Although Shelly has said that that is not true. She has now answered to that. Whatever. But I think that like people were talking about this, like when you lost Sierra, you obviously you should have, but unfortunately you lost kind of your strongest couple. Then you lose Taylor and Clark, and now it's just kind of like, where's the love at?
Yeah.
Anymore? But it's just become like, this is who we like, and this is who we don't like.
I really like Shelly. I still don't agree with the like Shelly is a mean girl narrative, and like I have found my people in the corner of the internet who agree with that. I do though. I think maybe the strongest couple doesn't always need to win the money. Like that would be cool, but I actually don't really care who gets the money as long as it's a good person. Because if you're gonna last, it's not gonna be because of $100,000. Like I genuinely don't care. I don't understand why there's money. I don't care who gets it as long as they're not a bad person.
Yeah.
So I don't really care that Shelly and Ace went home, and I think like he looked like a milk drunk baby walking out of that villa. He was like not a care in the world.
Yeah.
So I don't really care at this point who wins. I just hope certain people stay together. And I also kind of feel like maybe if Nick and Landria win, they'll give it more of a shot than they might if they don't win.
I think they'll give it a shot because they'll watch it back.
Yeah.
And see all the stuff on the internet. I agree that I'm not on the Shelly is a mean girl train like
anymore.
Consistently. I wasn't on the train that she was like a mean girl at her core. I think that night with the truth box was a bad look for
Yeah.
her, Sierra, and Elandria. It really shook me and what I thought of them. And I was like, uh-oh, I don't like this. But I think that they redeemed themselves. They're fine. Like, I don't really care. I cannot stand Ace. And so, like, that's it for me. Like, I do think that they're faking it. I think that they're scheming it for the money. I think even if they didn't know, like, even if they're not in this relationship, like, I told Billy this. When the first America vote, like, that game happened and they got put at the end, anyone else on this show would have said, wait, what do I not see? Is Ace being shady? Is Shelly being shady? Do we not have the chemistry that I think we have? And instead, what they said was, America hates us.
Yeah.
And never once did they question their relationship. And I think that was a red flag to me. Like, anyone else on this show who is not in it just for the money would say, wait a second, like, am I not seeing something that America is seeing? They really think that Ace isn't genuine? They really put him last? Like, that's concerning to me. And every single time Shelly was like, apparently America just hates us. And it's like, okay, like, I don't know. I find that weird. But I think that, like, Shelly's fine. I think she's great. I think she's gorgeous. I think she's a fun time. I don't care about her and Ace.
Yeah.
Frankly, like, they can be together or not be together. But I am glad that they didn't win the money because, like, I do think that, like, that is all they wanted.
Yeah.
It was, like, validation, like, that they're liked.
Yeah. I wonder if when they left, they got to be with their families again.
Yeah, maybe. They're probably still in Fiji.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think Ace too had, like, I think they very much had this personality that they thought they were leading the house. Not just as the strongest couple, but, like, as the strong, like, everyone comes to me. And, like, and that got on my nerves.
When Nick's mom was like, your dad really respects Ace, I was like, fuck off.
Yeah, wrong. Wrong.
Your dad's on the wrong side of the internet.
Yeah, sorry. After... I already
said that. Yeah.
Yeah. I love Iris and Pepe. I do. But they've been together for a week. Huda and Chris, obviously not going to last.
Does it fulfill your desire for two bombshells who came in together to get together?
I forgot they came in together. But yeah, that's good stuff. It's good stuff. I love them. And I love both of them separately.
Yes.
Like, I love Pepe.
Yes.
Give me some Pepe.
I feel bad for Hanny.
Yeah.
Because I think she thought that her and Pepe would be together after this, but I hope that it, like, opens her up to Charlie.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't give two fucks about TJ. I like Hannah. But yeah, I think that Pepe and Iris are such a good match, and I hope that, like, Hannah can, like, find something with, like, Charlie or someone else, because I love her too.
Yeah. Chris and Huda obviously not going to last in the real world. Nick and Elandria even are new. Like, even Brian and Amaya have not been together that long. Now, I obviously totally get, like, you have to have some people go into the finale that are just America's sweethearts.
And we know who the top two are.
Right. That's Nick and Elandria. That's Brian and Amaya. Perfect. But maybe, like, leave some slots for some solid relationships. I don't know. But, like, I don't mind. Honestly, like, I like seeing people I like at the end.
Yeah.
I certainly would have chosen Shelly and Ace over Huda and Chris.
Right.
Because now Huda, you can see her in her confessional. She really does think she's the Leah of the season. It's like confirmed for her now. Like, she's like, oh my God, we're not that strong, but we made it, and we're gonna end up like Leah and Miguel. No, you're not.
Right.
No.
Yeah, I hate it. I love that Iris and Pepe have found, like, a common place that they can spend time together outside of this at, like, one of their grandpa's houses.
Yeah.
That was so cute. And, like, I'm excited for them.
Yeah.
I think they're good together. Yeah, a lot of the dumped Islanders seem to be spending time together in the real world, like, right now, which I'm sure is normal. They do the same thing when Big Brother ends. So Charlie and Hannah reunited, seemingly after Iris and Pepe started fucking every single night. Charlie and TJ have also bonded over obvious reasons. Refer back to Iris and Pepe fucking every single night. Interestingly, Austin and Jaden don't seem to have spent or be spending any time together.
Not
I don't know
interesting
if
at all.
it's but like interesting to me because they were like, well, at least we're leaving together.
Nah.
Um, Elan and Grayson have hit it off in real life, apparently. Um, Unfortunately, Elan is committed to slicking his hair back at this time, which
Tragic.
I hate.
Yeah. Really
but
awful.
yeah, but Grayson seems to be into it, so good for
Great.
them.
Good for her. So, final thing here. Today is Saturday when we're recording this. The finale is tomorrow. But when you hear this, it's going to be done. But I think we should cement in recording our predictions. Would you like to go first?
I think Nick and Alandria will win. I think Amaya and Brian will be second place. I fear that Huda and Chris will be third place because I've seen a lot of people coming out of the woodwork calling themselves hoodlums. They're Huda fans, and apparently they are rising against us all. But I would hope that Iris and Pepe would be third, and then that Huda and Chris would be last because they don't like each other.
Yeah.
Obviously. Yeah, that's my prediction / dream.
Yeah. What I want to happen and my predictions are the same. I think Amaya and Brian win. I think Nick and Alandria get second. Just because that's kind of what happened last year.
Yeah.
Like the fan favorite couple, but that wasn't like the most solid couple, like got second. I think Iris and Pepe in third, and I hope and pray Huda and Chris last. Mostly because like I want Huda and Chris to have to like graciously not even go up to the three, like to them for them to be like, and these are your top three. It's not you. Sit your ass down.
Right. Please
go away.
She needs like a something to hit her. Not like physically, but like I need her to like be like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Don't be says all the time.
Do not be threatening to hit people on the internet when it comes to Love Island. This is getting out of hand. All right, that is all we got. You can see if we are absolutely wrong. When this is airing, you'll know. So stay tuned. Okay. Bye. I was about to say love you.